Welcome everybody to the live stream. How are y'all doing? We are here to watch Week 10 Gamblers versus Stallions. This game has such importance, at least for one team involved, and as the Birmingham Stallions. For the Gamblers, they are 3-6, looking for tryouts, looking for anything for this season. But I mean, hey, they have a chance to pull a spoiler. But as Stallions fans, we are not gonna let this happen. Today, Stallions are going to win this game to keep our playoff hopes very much alive. Man, this is going to be a stressful game today, since for everyone that needs to know, for what it needs to take for the Birmingham Stallions to make the playoffs, they would need to win, they would need Louisville to lose, and one final thing, they would need DC to beat the Orlando Storm this weekend. And but it all starts here with the Birmingham Stallions doing their job. If they lose today, they are officially eliminated from the playoffs, and the Louisville Kings will be in the playoffs either as the third seed or the fourth seed. So, but we have a lot coming our way. This is going to be a nerve-wracking game here, and I'm all here for it. If you're wondering where the game's going to be at, it's going to be on ESPN2. If you guys have it, if you have it on your cable satellite. If not, it's going to be on the ESPN app as well. So, but game will be starting very soon. How's everyone doing today? I am I am very nervous. Final game for the Stallions regular season, and all right. Let's see. So game's gonna be on ESPN2. So we are see what happens there. We are just gonna wait. But I mean, let's talk about this. I mean, let's just talk about this matchup as a whole. I mean, the Gamblers. I mean, 3-6. Their season is done. I mean, this season was honestly a very weird season, or I guess not weird, but this is not. I wouldn't say this was your typical Gambler season, but I mean, for the most part, like the first week, it looked like it was going to be. It looked like it was going to be. It was going to be the same old, same old. Then same thing when we saw in week 3. But then after that, the rest of the season, like they've been very competitive. Like, granted, not a lot of them translated to wins, but I felt like they at least shown they were going to be they have shown they can make it tough for opponents, like we saw with the Aviators, we saw it with of course, the Stallions in week 2. And we saw with much more recently in the last 2 games versus the Battlehawks, where the Gamblers almost had an opportunity to sweep them in the series and possibly be alive for a playoff spot going into this weekend. Now, now, um, now the Gambler season is over. They are gonna rest some players today, not because of not because of tanking, but they are resting players because those players already have scheduled tryouts already for these NFL teams, so they're now risking the opportunity for them to get hurt for this game today. So, and it makes sense. This weekend we probably are going to see some tryouts or some teams get some. We are going to hear some players that are going to get some that they get tryouts with teams from the Dallas Renegades, from the Houston Gamblers, the Columbus Aviators, and either between the Kings or the Birmingham Stallions. And yesterday, yesterday was our last Friday night game of the season. Between the Battlehawks and the Renegades. Renegades finally snapped their 6 game losing streak in a very basically meaningless game where it was announced earlier that Friday before the game started that the Battlehawks would have clinched a home playoff spot and they will be officially the 2 seed, while the Orlando Storm officially clinched the 1 seed following the St. Louis loss today. So, and there was some pretty recent controversy about what happened after the game regarding about the fans. So, if for people need to know, if you were a season ticket holder at the end of last night's game versus the Renegades, Battlehawks season ticket holders was supposed to originally meet at a certain section where the coaches and the players go like shake hands or greet the fans and all, just like meet the fans and all that, or the season ticket holders. But I guess there was like a very massive communication, and it seemed like for no one was going to show up for it, and Mike Rapoli has mentioned his controversy. And another thing too, I mentioned earlier in my podcast, in my episode of the UFL on Thursday, that there was also some controversy regarding the playoffs, regarding the tiebreakers, because the UFL hasn't really cleared anything up these last couple weeks, especially if we're going to the playoffs. I get it, like sometimes the road to the playoffs for some teams was going to be very complicated on how they would make it. But at the same time, I would really like to know, because in the NFL, they usually tell you like during that week, it's like, hey, let's just say the Rams. Oh, the Rams would just need to win, and like Atlanta, the Cowboys, and the Chargers would have to lose this game, and then in order to clinch like the NFC or something. I don't know. I'm just throwing an example, but like the UFL, there wasn't really much communication. Yes, did get a post saying like, oh, well, this week the Battlehawks or the Stallions and the Stallions and the Kings are fighting for playoff spot, but that's about it. We didn't get any like regarding about playoff seeding or nothing about like, okay, what is like the highest seed any of these teams go, because we assumed until yesterday that we assumed up until yesterday that it was going to be the St. Louis Battle. It was going to be that the St. Louis Battlehawks were still fighting for the second spot in the playoffs, or the second seed, or at least fighting for a home playoff game. But it was just like saying no, the Battlehawks are going to be having a home playoff game next weekend, which is like, all right, that kind of put a damper on things. If you're a fan, that's like feel like there's risk at losing the second seed playoffs and having DC take over that second seed. So it just really puts dampers on things right now. But it is 12:01, so game should be starting very soon in just a few minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to ESPN and put on the game. And here we are, Gamblers vs. Stallions. It will be on ESPN2. You're watching there, or you can watch it on the ESPN app. But here we are, Stallions Gamblers. That game's gonna kick off in such a few minutes. We are ready to roll. I'm seeing right now I'm seeing Cole Kublik interviewing AJ McCarron right now. It's talking about a play. So that's one thing that's also going to be about this game. Is Taylor Siski able to call up a better game plan? Because last week the Stallions, they had an opportunity to take up the win versus the Aviators, and they blew it. They didn't just in the second half. The defense collapsed. It's like we've seen this season. I think this is like the third game the Stallions blow another lead that they have. Like, if again, like everyone's right now saying, like, if Skip, like pretty much Skip Holtz was at least like would have at least taken care of these teams, we would have not have let them blow a lead. Maybe the game would have probably still gone close, but I don't think it would have been this bad. And DTR, I mean, DTR, we shall see how he does today, because he's kind of tuned off ever since ever since he started. He just kind of went back to quiet mode. He hasn't really been as consistent as we seen him as we were the first couple weeks of the when he got traded from when he got traded out of when he got traded out of Orlando. And now the Wi-Fi is acting weird, or the game's acting weird. What is even going on here? There we go. All right, all right. There we go. Game is back on. Hopefully, no issues going forward. Do 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 do. Find the line again with me. All right, looking at the bats. I just want this game to get started. Are we heading kickoff soon today? Like any moment now? All right, and I think All right, we're about to get kickoff any minute now. Stallions are wearing their red jerseys today in their final home game of the season. Looks like a okayish crowd there in Protective Stadium. Hopefully the Stallions do not get relocated next season. Probably there's a rumor people are trying to push the Hoover Met for the Stallions, and John Rice Plumlee is the starting quarterback today. I mean, Hunter Decker. I'm assuming they're trying to rest Hunter Decker, so that probably makes sense. But I mean, so far we haven't really seen. We've only seen a bit of bits and pieces. John Rice Plumlee. We haven't really gotten. So we're gonna get at least mostly a game out of him today. So that is also something to look at. But here we go. Houston Gamblers will have the ball first and 10. All right, hands it off, and it will be a gain about looks like about a gain of 4-2 from White. But second down, yeah, gain of 4, second down. Second and 6. Everyone's on motion. Hands it off once again to White, and it is going to be. Is that going to be short? That is going to be just short of a first down. It will be third. It's going to be about 3rd and 1 from. It's going to be about 3rd and 1. Jalen White, 2 handoffs already for him. Now, first and. Oh no! It's 1st and 10. I thought it was gonna be. I thought he was short. All right, 1st and 10. Fakes handout to White. Plumlee could not get the man. Under bit of an underthrow to Jontre Kirkland. It is now 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Also, maybe jobs are on the line today as well for AJ McCarron or Taylor Siskey or even Kevin Sumlins as a head coach in general, because I felt like this Gamblers team definitely had an opportunity to be maybe a much more decent team, but no. Fakes hands out to Plumlee, and it is caught to number 3. Who's that? Wow. Wow, what a catch. Number 3, 1st and 10 for the for the Houston Gamblers. Lawrence Keys. All right, 1st and 10. John Rice found Kirkland and for screen pass, and he is gonna get blasted, and it is gonna be 2nd down and loss of yards. 2nd down and a loss of yards. All right. Plumlee's trying to get the play. 2nd down and 13. Here we go. Snap is in. Fakes hands off. Oh, John J. Kirkland for a fake pass. And it is going to be picked off. Trey Norwood with the pick. Picked off by Trey Kirkland with a fake pass. With trickery. We got some trickery going on, and it did not work out for them. The Stallions will have the ball way deep in their own territory. So that is going to be. We are going to see how will the Stallions answer right now. But that is an interception. Pass tended to number 7. Kirkland put that my bad. By Trey Norwood with the pick. Here we go. 1st and 10 for the Birmingham Stallions. All right, hands it off to running back, and that is Davis Price, and that's going to be about a gain of 3. It looks like about to be a gain of 3. But man, that is a man. That's how man. What a way to end a drive for the Houston Gamblers. Seemed like they were going to. It seemed like they were going to have something there too. Uh, but perfect timing pick by Trey Norwood. All right, Dorian Thompson-Robinson looking around, and oh my God, almost. And is that going to be a safety? That might be considered. No, that's going to complete. DTR completing on time, and the pass just got blocked. But that is a huge, almost. That could have been a horrible wait. That could have been that could have been a lot more horrible. Could have been a that could have been a pick six technically for Houston. It could have been a safety. Could have been a lot of things right there. But Stallions survived. They nearly defeated, and they got the first down. Jaden Mickens, basically one of the highlights of the Stallions. One of the shining bright spots to the Stallions offense this season, man. Jaden Mickens. It's been amazing. 41 receptions, 546 yards, 2 receiving touchdowns. I know that may be low, but man, whenever we need him for a third down conversion, this man has been there. DTR looking around. He finds Deion Kane, and that's going to be about a gain of 5. It looks like about to be a gain of 5 or 6 right there. Second down and 5. Yeah, that is at DTR. All right, here we go. All right, line formation. Snap standing. Give him a fake Sanders to Price. Dorian Thompson with a deep ball, and there was no one near in sight. It is going to be 3rd and 5. Man, DTR really has kind of fell off from these last few weeks. Like, we traded away Matt Corral, but there is a flag on the play though. So who's that going to be on? Is that going to be? We're going to see. All right. Was that? Are they saying that was an intentional grounding call, or I'm thinking that's what they're trying to say. I think that's yeah, if that's gonna be 3rd and 15. They call it. They're calling it intentional grounding. Here we go. 3rd and 15. 3rd and 15. All right, DTR hands it off to Price for a screen pass, and I don't think that is going to be enough. Yeah, that is not going to be enough. And we are bringing in the punt team. Man, this drive just went from. Man, this drive went from we could have promised to now. That it was bad already with that. DTR almost gained us a safety right there. Use that. But 4th and 8. Here we go. Punt is up. There's the kick. Lawrence Key's the returner. He's scrambling. He's going to get to the past 30. He's going to get to the 40. He's going to be around the 40-yard line in Houston territory. All right. First two drives are done. Birmingham just that's not how you start. That's not how you start. That was pretty ugly. I will say that at least. That was very ugly. Houston's defense. I mean, again, this Houston team, even though they are not record wise or not is not great, but if you are playing against the Gamblers, you have to earn that win. It's not going to be simple as it may seem. All right. We just still waiting on commercial right now. Oh yeah, I forgot to give us the scoreboard here. All right, this is our first quarter. You find me in the club. All right, first and 10 for the Houston Gamblers. Man, rough drive for the Stallions after you get that Trey Norwood pick. But now Houston has the ball. See how they respond. And as that's only going to be about a gain of a couple yards from there. Man, second down. Going to be about second down and 8. Oh, man, that is man, all right. Plumlee, look, all right, trying to get everyone set up. Trying to get all communications across. All right, snaps in, fakes handoff to the running back. Plumlee finds someone and no one there. It is now going to be 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8. All right. John Reed Plumlee finds a man, and it is going to be a first down. Birmingham to John Trey Kirkland. anywhere as like I could. All right, all right. All right, here we go. Here we go. John Ray Plumlee with the scramble after a 2nd and 6, and it is a first down, and that is going to be, they're going to be in Stallions' first and goal territory. What are we doing here? What are we doing? All right, not first and 10 territory, first and goal. But it is, wow, what a stop by number 96 for the Stallions to Carter, 2nd down, and a loss of yardage. All right. All right, 2nd down and 13. TJ Carter. And another fake. And, oh, incomplete. That could have been a big play for either team. But 3rd and 13. Can the Stallions finally do something? Can the Stallions finally do something from here? Who knows? But all right, 3rd and 13. John Rice Plumlee finds someone, but it is going to be incomplete. Pass sent to number 87. That is 4th and 13 for Houston. Looks like they're about to bring in the field goal unit to see if they could just bring the game by 3. That's what it's supposed to be. There we go. The kick is up, and it is good. That is going to be 3-0 Houston. Down here in the deep blue sea. Alrighty. Alright. 4 minutes and 5 seconds left in the first quarter. 4 minutes and 5 seconds left in the first quarter. Houston, last drive, got themselves to 3 points. Now, can the Stallions come back after that rough start of a drive? Oh, and we might have that a potential kick return touchdown already for the Stallions, but there is a flag on the play. Wow, D on Kane, but we'll see who is it on. Is it going to be on Birmingham? It, ah, it's going to be on the Stallions, and we are going to. That would have been a great Marlon Williams. Man, that could have been a great start right there. All right, we're going to see happen. Marlon, yeah, that was holding. And yeah, that gave the opening for it. And that could have been a great answer back. But 1st and 10 for the Stallion still. But man, that. All right, 1st and 10 for Birmingham. Hands it off to the running back, and it is going to be. It is only going to be a 1 yard gain from there. 2nd and 9 for the Stallions. And there's a flag on the play. Man, Stallions, this is not, if you're with playoffs on the line, this is not how you're. This is not how we should be starting it, but 2nd and 14. All right, let's try this again. All right, DTR looking around, and he is going to get sacked. And it looks like it goes by Malik Fisher. Yep, 3rd down. Man. That. Taylor Siski really has his offense, like, not in control. What's going on, man? 3rd and 20. 3rd and 20. Here we go. All right. And there's another flag on the play, it seems like. Who is it on? On the offense. Oh, 3rd down for delay of game. What is even going on? Third and 25. 3rd and 25, man. All right, here we go. And he gets sacked. DTR gets sacked. 4th down. Dude, this offensive line cannot protect anything. DTR doesn't even have time in the pocket, man. And this just... Oh, man, This is rough. Like, I know it's a 3-0 game, but, like... Dude, like... What is even happening? 4th and 29. Bringing the punt team way deep in our own territory. Punt is up. And yeah, that's going to be a good field advantage for the Gamblers. They're at the 50, at the 45. And they're going to be around the 45-yard line in Stallions territory. Stallions, we need that defense, man. Come on. We cannot go out like this. Come on. We cannot go out like this. Then something in the air that night. Song Fernando. All right. 1st and 10. John Rice Plumlee. Incomplete. Oh! That fumble return for recovery? And it is. That is going to be a touchdown. Stallions. Defense called up. And we... Oh, nope. That is going to be incomplete. Never mind. I thought that was going to be a touchdown right there. Can we see the replay? But 2nd down and 10. All right. Plumlee looking around. That was batted down. Yeah, that was incomplete. That was not a fumble. 2nd and 10. Low 8. Yeah, I would say that was a incomplete. All right, 2nd and 10 for Houston. We need a big play here, and there is a flag on the play. Who is it going to be on? Is that going to be on the Stallions? On the offense, it is going to be 2nd down. False start on Jack Kramer. All right, let's get a big play going, Birmingham. We need a big play right here to at least get us to scoring range because our offense is not doing squat. John Rice Plumlee looking around. He is gonna take the ball for himself. He scrambles it all the way he scrambles it for 15 yards and more, and that is going to be a 1st down with 20 seconds and counting left on the clock for the 1st quarter. Man, this is, what are we doing here, man? But it is the end of the 1st quarter, and the Gamblers are 3-0 at the moment. I forgot to update that. All right. 3-0 Gamblers. This is... All right, first quarter. Man, this has been a rough first quarter for the Stallions. I mean, defense is kind of holding up, but we're playing the whole bend don't break defense right here. First and 10 for Houston. Started the second quarter, and John Reed's primely strike and almost picked off once again by Alex Cook. That Plumlee decides just to chuck it and just see who was gonna wrist it and just see who was gonna be going to. And it looks like it was intended to number 87, but this man was just way underthrown. Second and 10. Second and 10 for Houston. They were at the Stallions 30 to give it to Jalen White, and it's only going to be about a gain of a couple there. Third down and 8. Third and 8 here. Let's make a big stop here. This is it. Big stop time. No mistakes. Third and 8. John Lee's probably finds someone, and it is complete. Of course, but there's a flag on the play, so could this give the Stallions another chance at life here? What? How was that pass interference? Here we go. First and 10 for Houston. Johnny Plumlee's and find someone, and that is going to be for a first down. First and goal. What are we doing here, man? This is with the season on the line. We're letting this happen. Like Taylor Siski cannot call for squat. Our offensive line is just straight garbage. And our defense. Yeah, that got a touchdown. Birmingham. Oh, fumble? Or was that a touchdown? Wow. Okay, never mind. That's short. Second and goal. Bend and don't break. I guess they're trying to see if he got the touchdown, I guess. Okay, he holding it in. They're pushing him. He broke it, but it seemed the ball went out. But I'm assuming there was a certain amount of time there was to give it to the running back, and I think that is, yeah. Now that's a touchdown. Houston. It is now a 9-0 game. Oh, brother, man. Ah. I'm just going to wait until to see what happens here. But, man, this is. But Marcus Major, first touchdown. First touchdown of the game. And the kick is up, and it is good. It is now 10-0 Gamblers. This is not good. This is not good. I'm gonna use the restroom right now, but alright, Alright, I have returned. Let's keep on going with this game. But this is, oh, hey, Lightning, how you doing? Oh no, not again. Is it time to panic? Offensively, yes. Slight panic right now. Now, okay. Just got back. Dude, DTR really has fallen off from grace, and I mean, I don't blame necessarily just him, but I don't think it's just him, but it's just like, man, the play calling's not it. The the offensive line is just straight booty cheeks, like you barely get anything going. I mean, we got a gain of 5. It looks like a game of 5 right now. But man, this is a like playoffs on the line here, and everything's just not going our way. 3 for 5 and 20 yards for DTR today. Can we at least better options? Thanks Siski as your OC. Better options than Siski as your OC. Yeah, there are better options. AJ Smith is a better option. Uh, AJ Smith is a better option. I would say I there's probably someone else I could think of. Reggie Barlow, if he was an OC, would be a better option. I There's maybe someone else I'm not even thinking of. Mike Riley would be a better option right now if he continued to coach. All right, DTR looking around once again, and it is going to be incomplete. Pass attended to Justice Ross, but there is a flag on the play, so this could be a potential DPI call, and the Stallions could have themselves some life. We are pass interference on the defense, and the Stallions have a first down. Now is on Roman Peruti on the Houston Gamblers defense. Again, what I noticed about this Gamblers season that after week 3, when they got smoked out by DC, 45-7, they've been playing very competitive ball, even though what the record shows they're gonna make you earn the win. They are gonna make you earn that win, and there's another flag on the play. There was another flag on the play. Who is it on? And it's going to be, I think it seems like it's going to be on the offense, but it's going to be second down. Second 11. All right, second 11 for Stallions. Let's get something rolling. All right, DTR looking around, and he finds Jordan Thomas for a first down. All right, Birmingham, we're finally getting something rolling. Please, this don't give me any false hope whatsoever. Knock on wood. Right, DGR took the snap at the right time, or else that would have been a lot more disaster. Would have been another sack by Malik Fisher, not Malik Fisher, by number 55. First and 10. Here we go. Hands it off, and to Snoop Connor, and it is going to be a loss of. It's going to be a loss of 1. Second down and 11. And I said it too soon. Second and 10. Well, are we hoping for a DTR deep ball and maybe we get a shot at the end? Maybe a shot of life? Who knows? But we are in gambler territory anyway, so second and 10. All right. DTR throws it up, and a pass attended to who is the pass attended supposed to be, but it is going to be incomplete. Third down. It's going to be third down. Third and 10, man. Third and 10. Now, it's going to be at the 36-yard line. All right. DTR looking around. He finds somebody for a screen pass. It is going to be Snoop Connor and is only going to be about a gain of 1. And that is going to be fourth down. I mean, for the stout. And there is a player down right now. Oof, there's a player down. Who is that going to be on? Who is that? Amazing. Ah, man. Not getting up. That is going to be number 56 for the Gamblers, and we are cut to break. Ah, man, that sucks. All right, drinking a can of cherry Coke. Feels so wonderful. Boom, boom, live life, breathe it, and get there. It feels so wonderful. Well, yeah. All right. Well, fourth and 9. Fourth and 9 after that quick intervention. It is going to be a 53-yard field goal attempt from here. The kick is up and it is no good. Houston, it is still a 10-0 game with 8 minutes and 9 seconds left. Is this really how we're going to end the season? Is this. It's like. man, this season, man. This has just been rough. Like this first and 10, Houston hands it off, and it's gonna be first down and more. And don't tell me, don't. And they're gonna be deep in Aaron's territory around the 15-yard line. Kirk Merritt for 43 yards. This we're not even we're not even a full half done, and the season's already looking like the end. And stop for a gain of a couple. Second down and 8. Like, I mean, this is the worst Stallions team I have seen this season. This has been the worst Stallions, like by the metric. Yeah, and John Reed probably rushed it in for a touchdown. Way to go! Way to go! Way to go! Birmingham, Birmingham, congratulations, you guys. Wow, wow. It is now 17-0 Houston. Wait. Oh, wait. Oh, uh, this might be worse than this is might looking like the worst than the Orlando loss right now. Oh man. Like, dude. It's like crap. Alright. I'll be back. Alright, I'll be back. Give me a second. Lining out will respond to your comment just shortly. All right. All right. I am back. And let me respond to this comment. Holy smokes. Birmingham's on life support. And massacre is taking place right now against Houston of all teams. Again, Houston really likes to finds a way. Houston always finds a way. I don't know how. I don't know why. I don't understand what's the universe got with Houston beating the Birmingham Stallions. Is this just a humiliation ritual? Is this just the way of life that life, liberty, and the Stallions losing to the Gamblers? This is not the Stallions' way. This is not the Stallions' way. We, at least in the Skip Holtz era, at least have split with the Gamblers. Now we are getting swept by them. This is not the standard. If only you won weeks 2 and 3. If only you won weeks 2 and 3, we would probably not be in this situation right now. We would be right now at 6 and 3, 6 and 3 currently, and possibly clinch a playoff spot. And even though we might look fraudulent, at least we would have clinched a playoff spot before and got Louisville out of the playoffs today. But no. And not only that, week 9. Weeks 2, weeks 3, weeks 9 are basically the game factors on why the Stallions on this Stallion season in a nutshell. I mean, again, Houston, despite being a 3-6 record, they at least put up a lot more better of a fight and between weeks 4 through 9. But 3rd and 3. All right, DTR looking around, almost got sacked. He's just going to throw it up in the air, hope for the best, and it is incomplete. 4th and 3. The O-line is garbage. Taylor is not just Blaine, Taylor Siski, and AJ McCarron. Our O-line's just been terrible, man. It's been Swiss cheese. This team just doesn't know when to protect the quarterback. Even if we had Matt Corral in there, he would have probably still died there. Even if you put in Michael Ayers right now, and now we're at 4th and 3 because we're past the 50-yard line, so we have to make it. I feel like we have no choice in the matter either way. DTR incomplete. Way to go. Way to go. Birmingham. Way to go, Birmingham. You are now crumbling down to Cancun. Congratulations. Way to go. First and 10 for the Gamblers. And what's going on right now? Is there a timeout play going on? I don't know the situation. All right. First and 10 for Houston. Birmingham's challenging that call. They're trying to see if there's a pass interference. See. That should be a pass interference. That kind of looks pretty. Yeah, you couldn't call that pass interference. Let's see. Did we get the challenge? Yep, there is pass interference. All right, Birmingham is at least half. All right, they're kind of alive now. Birmingham did at least we got the challenge, and we are back on live support. All right, 1st and 10 for Birmingham. They still have a chance, at least for the time being. All right, hands it off to Snoop Connor. Snoop Connor is going to get in his first down and a little bit more, and he is going to be around the 22, looks like about the 22-yard line, but 1st and 10 for Birmingham. After a gain, what appears to be gain of gain of looks like gain of 12, gain of 13. All right, 1st and 10. All right, hands it off to Snoop Connor once again. He is going to get about a gain of 3. Looks like about a gain of 3 right there. And his 2nd down. Second and 7. And now we're officially in the 2-minute warning. All right, 2nd and 7. All right, back from commercial break for the 2 minute warning. 2nd and 7. All right, 2nd and 7. All right, can we at least get a touchdown before this half ends? If there's gonna be a false start, that's a false start on the false start on the offense. Please. Excuse me. All right, 2nd and 12. All right, 2nd and 12, and DTR gets sacked. 3rd down, and getting the scuba celebration on. Scuba. All right. All right. Kenny Dyson has just been a menace for a good amount of this game today. All right, 3rd and 23, and is that even a Kenny? Like DTR just looked like he just got like slipped down. 4th down and very long. After getting a successful challenge, the Sounds just find a way to get themselves backwards in 3 plays. Wow. I mean, do we just go for a very long field goal? Is that the plan here? 4th and 32. What are we? What do you even do here? Like, we're already past the 50-yard line. Like, obviously, we can't punt in this situation. Why are we punting? What are we just doing a fake play? Oh wait, the 2 minute warning, right? You could punt within the 2 minute warning. Forgot, yeah. Houston. All right, 1st and 10. Houston screen pass 22, and it will be about a gain of 5. 2nd down. This is embarrassing, man. This is just straight levels of embarrassing. 2nd and 5, hands it off. 1st down. 1st down to Kirk Merritt. Second down. Alright, yeah, let's call their second timeout of the game. 45 seconds left. We are really about to get swept by the Houston Gamblers. We are really about to get swept by the Houston Gamblers. There's no way. No way. Second and 5. Alright, John Ray finally is looking around. He is incomplete. Third and 5, he just threw it out. Can we please make a defensive stop? Can we please make a defensive stop here? It's not that hard. I mean, still technically a 2-score game. Since the UFL, of course, you still have the 9-point. You still can make it into a 3-point conversion. All right. And that is going to be almost picked off. But it is 4th and 5. So we made a defensive stop, everybody, on third down. We actually did it. Kind of wait for our offense just to find a way to blow this. Excuse me. Okay, can we at least get a field goal? That's all I ask. A field goal. And the Sounds are going to take the kneel, going to halftime, getting shut out, 17-0. Still got 30 minutes left. Stallions are going to get the ball at the start of the second half, so maybe something of a miracle can happen. Who knows? Dude, Jamar Smith is just, bro, he's even like, nah. Louisville might actually is gonna go to the playoffs. We actually probably might win as Louisville going to the playoffs. Disaster. 17-0. First half. Halftime thoughts. The Stallions offense, when the game is on the line, when their season's on the line, non-existent. That's all I gotta say. AJ McCarron, you're gone, man. Taylor Siski, you're gone. Man. We really, like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing here? It's like this game, Stallions. You remember? You have playoff in line, and then it's like this is what happens when you blow it to Columbus. You guys blew it to Columbus. This was gonna happen. Like, if the Stallions beat Columbus, we would be probably this week would probably be about the race between DC, St. Louis. The race would be about DC, St. Louis, and Birmingham for the final two spots of the playoff race. Now it's not even that. This is just this is just this is just insanity. It's like week 1, you barely beat Louisville when they were just a brand new team. You barely beat Louisville and you got. I mean, Stallions defense did make some big plays during that game, especially that touchdown. Otherwise, I think it would have been a likely scenario. This would have been a likely scenario. Stallions probably lose that game. I mean, not only that, our kicker at the time just could not do squat, and then we blew our chance versus Houston week 2, blew our chance versus St. Louis week 3, which that could have gone Birmingham. Those 2 wins right there, we would likely be in the playoffs. Those 2 games right there, game changing, like game season altering games right there. Then get shut out by Orlando week 4. Got destroyed by the decent defenders week 5. And then, I mean, granted, we won week 6 through 8. We We did better versus the Storm second matchup. We beat Dallas, but that could also end, which that game almost could have ended up in another loss if they didn't miss the game winning kick. Um, then week 8, yeah, like our defense did not blow that one up. I mean, we won mainly out of a special teams, thanks to a special teams play special teams that went to make it a 14-3 game, not a 7-6 game right there. And then week 9, where the Stallions again, you were dominating for a good amount of that game. You guys did not know how to stop Jalen Morton in that second half, and they slowly crept up, and you guys blew it. This is like the Skip Holtz team. This is why we're gonna keep mentioning Skip Holtz. Like Skip Holtz would not have done this. Maybe yes, it would have been a weaker roster this year for the Stallions, but we know for sure the Stallions would have been like, hey, we they know they would have not blown those games they would have not blown the game with uh with Houston back in week 2. They would have not blown that game versus St. Louis week 3. And it's just like and it's just kind of like just a bit of insanity. You just gotta think about it. It's just, but it's just those ones like Birmingham. Your season is on the line here. Like you're playing like if you're just playing like you're defeated. Like you like the offensive line is sorry garbage. Like I already mentioned earlier, like we mentioned previously, DTR really has like fallen off. But I don't really think I wouldn't say that's entirely on him. That's just more also like on Taylor Siski. Like dude, like we have seen how it is, and it's just like, and this has just not been. It's just not been it. And then the DC, like he cannot hold up a defense for like. It's like it's the bend and don't break approach, but we tend to do a lot more that bending that leads to being breaking at the end there, because especially the few games I mentioned with St. Louis, Houston, and Columbus, you're just like, what are we doing? Like this is like, and then Corey Chamberlain, he has the best defense right now in the and Corey Chamberlain. I think Stallions were complaining about him last year, but yeah, guess what? He currently has the number 1 defense in the league at the moment. Like his team has shown that he can do it. And if we see Louisville lose tomorrow, and if we see Louisville lose tomorrow, and DC win, I that's even more. I am even gonna be more upset, because it's like this is just a shot in the foot with the Stallions. Unlike, even if the scenario is perfect, you find a way to blow it. It's just what what is this? What is this? It's just uh, start of the third quarter coming soon. This is a this game is just such a disaster. I mean, did Stallions have a shot in the second half? Sure, you can say that, but Houston's defense has been locking down all game, and I doubt there's going to be any adjustments at halftime. Uh, well, let's just see if the second half is going to be a lot much better. Uh, well, we're gonna ride and die with the Stallions. We're gonna ride and die on this ship. Honestly, a player I probably would have been interested in watching this season might have been like Donovan Smith, the guy we picked up in the a guy we picked up in after the Gamblers released him uh during the preseason. So for during before season right before the season start for Talia Tagovailoa. All right, well, Stallions Nation, let's just see. Can we at least get something before it gets even worse? All right. And we are going to start around the 30-yard line, so let's just All right, 1st and 10. All right. It's going to be about a gain of 1 or 2. 2nd down. Oh yeah, 3rd quarter is now here. Third quarter. All right. 3rd down. 3rd down for Birmingham right now. Can't get out of it, can't get out of it. Extra, extra, read all about it. The Stallions' offense is ass again. 3rd and 4 for Birmingham. Can we get something together? Like, can we please together that's not just plays that feel like straight out of Madden Playbook? DTR and pass tended to Justice Ross, but much of an overthrow. 4th and 4. If I mean Birmingham, I know it's a 2-score game, but what do you even got left to lose? I mean, I get it. You're probably gonna punt it right now because that's the safer bet, but yikes. All right, 4th and 4 for Birmingham, we are going to punt it. Kobe Waterman is right there. Kick is up. All right. Can this defense stop something right now? Like, if we at least get a pick six, at least there is maybe a small chance now. But, I mean, what do you even do? I mean, even if you make the quarterback change, does it really excuse how much of a terrible offensive line Birmingham has? I don't even know. Does this use really the play calling we're going to have on Taylor Siski? All right, hands it off. No fake handoff to 87. First down. First down, Birmingham. Sorry, first down, Houston. All right, second and 3 for Birmingham. Second and 3 for Birmingham. Oh, sorry, Houston. I am tired right now. Second and 3 for Houston. Hands it off. Fake handoff. Boom. And it's third and 3. Can we at least make a stop here? Can we please make a stop? Please. I think if Houston wins today, I'm not sure that gets them the fourth overall pick for this year's draft. I don't know. And a stop on third down, just gonna be short. Now if you're Houston, do you guys what is your option here? Because I mean where are they at currently? Because I'm not sure they're going to have to convert on fourth down to I'm not sure they're gonna have to convert on fourth down. Yeah, they have to convert on fourth down. 5 of 25 this season. Wow. Uh, fourth and 1. Yeah, they were past the 50, so they hand off to the running back. And is that gonna be enough? That is going to be close call. We're gonna find out. See, and yep, that is a first down for Houston right there. We're gonna check. I mean, did he make it past the threshold? I think they're. That is pretty tricky, right? And yep, first down. Oh, hey, hey, Alex Bizzle, how you do? Hey, how you doing? Not long time no see. Ah, the Birmingham Salons season on the line. That they are going out like this. At least, I mean, we're still at the third quarter, but man, such such a disaster of a season so far. But first and 10 for the Houston Gamblers. They were just got enough for a first down. But John Rice Plumlee, starting quarterback for Houston. For people that don't know him, of course, he was with the Steelers for like a hot second, but he was starting today. Here we go. Snap set, hands it off, and it will be about a gain of 4, and a second down. Second down, Houston. Ah. Second and 6. And looks like that's going to be about a gain. Looks like about a gain of 1 for Houston. It is now third down. Now, I think they do have enough to get them to a three-pointer, but not sure that's. But I'm not sure if that will be the direction they will take. But third and 5 for Houston right now. That third and 5 for Houston. Snap is up. John Lewis Palm is looking right hand. He's going to take it for himself, and that is going to be a first down. He goes, hurdle it, and that is still going to be a first down. They're going to be at the 30 and Birmingham's 31-yard line. Whenever we could get a third down conversion, stop a third down conversion. I'm not surprised at all that the whole meme of Dewey from out in the middle. I'm not surprised, but yet I'm still disappointed. Yeah, I'm pretty much what it is. And we got a pick. This could be a pick 6. Come on, take it all the way. Alex Cook, 30 to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. And that is a touchdown. Birmingham, pick 6. First points of the game. Birmingham might cut this. Would this be the resurrection right there? Touchdown, Birmingham. There we go. Pick 6 by Alex Cook, number 30. All right. Well, got some life right now, but would this be enough to do anything? We shall see. But here we go. Can Anders Carlson make the extra point? Yes. If everyone is following, Anders Carlson is the Birmingham Sounds kicker. So for any Green Bay Packers fans, Niners fans, or anyone watching, yeah. 1-point attempt. Here we go. They're not, surprisingly, not going to go for 2 here, but all right, I mean, you do what you got to do. Kick is up, and it is good. It is a 17-7 game, 10 points. 10-point game right now. So there is a bit of life at the moment. We are going to change the scoreboard. 17-7 at third quarter. Now it's pretty much. Now this is pretty much. We are going to see how everything goes from here on out. Birmingham, your defense got to do a lot more. This is a start, but I know you guys cannot stop third down conversions for squad. But I know you're known for a big playability, so this is it. But how's everyone doing so far today? How's everyone's day going? Find me in the club. Find the club. I know Grossi's on day 2. I know today's Grossi's second day. I know he was in LA he was in LA yesterday, and I kind of forgot where he's going. Is he going to Arizona today, or I think he's going to Arizona today, right? If I recall, because I know he's doing like the entire thing 30 for 30 like backwards this time around, so he is gonna end his tour in Green Bay, so we shall see how that goes. All right. Can down to the far touchdown. All right. 17-7. We gotta. This defense needs to lock in once again. This is. We might be. We might be on lifeline. We might be on. Okay, now we're officially back on life support. It seemed like we were dead, but there's a chance. All right, here we go. All right, kick is on the way. Kicks off is on the way. All right, Houston. They're gonna go 10, 20, and they are gonna stop around what appears to be the 27 yard. Looks around the 27, 28 yard line of their own territory. So see how that goes. And it looks like they're going back to the play for the pick six. They're reviewing back to the pick six play. So seeing how everything goes. And yep, perfect time right there. Right time, right moment. First and 10. There we go. Hand it off to the running back, and it's going to be a first down and more. And after. One chance of life. And all that. We get one chance. One chance. We're at a chance of life. All that for just just one play. But the kick is no good. It is 23-7. It is a 16-point game, but pure comedy. Pure comedy at its finest. Uh, definition of a comedy here, folks. 16-point game, but man, 8:20 left in the third quarter, so technically there's still a chance here, but the offense really got to stick together. And pass is complete to Dion Kane for about looks like for about a 5 yard gain. I didn't even have time to check update even the scoreboard, so give me a second. All right, 2nd and 6. Hands it off to Snoop Connor, and looks like it's about to be about like a gain of a couple. I don't even think they really even much now. Third and 4. That is a always 3rd and 3. 3rd and 3. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. And it's gonna be. It looks like it's gonna be on the Birmingham Stallions. All right. Third and 8. All right. DTR on a blitz. This just 4th down and 8. This one. DTR is just like, dude, DTR looks done. Fourth down and 8. That dude, DTR just looks so done right now. He's just like, all right, punt is up. All right, can our defense just not let a one touchdown play? Can we at least do that? Can we at least do that, please? Ah. Uh. We're really about to get swept by the Houston Gamblers. We are about to get swept by the Houston Gamblers. Jalen Warren, if you do win, I'll root for you, buddy. I'm still rooting for you on Sunday, but Houston Gamblers defense, 65 total yards, 3 sacks, 2 turnovers. I hit this. Or are we really gonna not stop this? Or are we really gonna flag on the play? Who's it on? Alright, it's on the offense. Alright. Ooh! And the Stallions player is down. And that is Cooper. Yeah, Ryan Cooper. Alright, they're going to check the medical tent on him. So we'll see how that goes. First and 25 for first and 25 for Houston. All right. John Rice Plumlee, he's going to take it for himself, and it's only going to be about a gain of a couple. Second down with less than 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. All right, second and 20. Handed off to the running back to 32, and it is going to be about, maybe it looks like about a gain of 6, third down. All right. Third and 16. Third and 16. Here we go. Hands it off to the running back, and he will get stopped. And this will lead to fourth down. So, all right. Probably going to bring in the punting team right here with 4 minutes, about 4 minutes left on the clock. All right, fourth and 15. Okay, all right, punt is up. Can the Stallions offense please get something done? This is game worse than like the Storm game right now, man. This is like, all right, I guess they're showing all like the wrestling team for their position they used to play in. I guess I know Dwayne Johnson's like the kind of like somewhat involved with it. Not really even involved with this league, but yeah. All right, DTR looking around. He finds Jaden Mickens, but pass gets broken up by Newsome. Second and 10. All right. Incomplete, or did he? Yeah, that's incomplete. That's a very low pass. This point, do you just bench DTR, or do you just and let us see how Michael Ayers plays? I don't know. I mean, Michael Ayers didn't play all that great either during the Storm game too, so it's. But third downs, 1 for 8 on third down conversions. And that was like in the beginning of the game too. That third down conversion was like right in the beginning of the game. All right, third and 10. Snap is up. DTR is getting blitz. DTR just throws it up in the air, and it is going to be incomplete. Fourth and 10. DTR is just getting no help from his offensive line, and this is. This is just a disaster. This is just. His offense has not done anything so far. It's just been dead. It's just the definition of white flag. I mean, don't get me wrong, Hughes' defense is really good, pretty good, but it's just like it's been pretty solid. But it's just like, man, there was just no life. There's just no life on this offense. I mean, all right, Birmingham. Is there what's going on? Okay. They're going to be around like the 15 and Houston's 15. Houston's going to be in their 15-yard line, but weeks 5 through 9, 58 percentage, 205.2 per passing game, 7 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Today, 42%. This has been a first and 10. Hands it off to the running back, and they're going to get him stuffed with about less than 2 minutes left of the third quarter. This is still a two-score game, but it's just feels so out of reach. I mean, if you even make the quarterback change, there's like nothing much you can do about the old line. So it's just feels like a lose-lose situation unless like the Stallions, unless like Taylor Siskey finds a different like calls up the best plays of his life in the next like 15 plus minutes. And first down and more, they're going to be at the 25-yard line. But there is a flag on the play, so maybe this gives Birmingham some hope. And it's going to be holding on the offense, so there is a tiny chance at life. I really doubt that's going to make much of a difference here, but all right, here we go. Third and 7. So maybe Birmingham gets a big play now. Like, can we at least just get a big play on defense, or a big fumble would be nice? And it'll be stuffed. That is going to be fourth down. And Houston's probably is gonna punt the ball back, and Birmingham's likely gonna do nothing. Well, third quarter is about to end. I'm assuming they're just gonna run the clock out and just do the punt. Come on. We got one more quarter. One more quarter. Can we score 16 points in this one quarter? Oh, they're going to go for it unless they're just kind of. They're going to go for a screen pass. And. Alright, well, that's. Okay, that's the end of the third quarter now. So. Alright, I'm going to use the restroom. Be right back. Alright, back again. Alright, 2nd and 10. I mean, 2nd and 10 for current Stallions offense is like just feels like 2nd and 20 or something. But here we go, 2nd and 10 for Birmingham. Alright, 2nd and 10. Alright, DTR scrambles for himself and is going to be about, looks like a gain of 6 or 7. But third down and 5. DTR throws it, he finds somebody, and he breaks loose, and it is going to be McGowan, 1st and 10 for Birmingham. They are in Houston territory. Could this somehow give me some delusion, thinking there's some life left on this team? We shall see. First and 10 for Birmingham to give it to the running back and to McFarland, and that is going to be 2nd down. That is looks like about a gain of but 2nd and 7 for the Stallions. Alright, DTR looking around. He's trying to find somebody, and that is tends to find McGowan, but okay, he's getting back up, but still, alright, he looks like he's fine. 3rd and 7 for Birmingham. But 3rd and 7, here we go. Third and 7. All right, DTR looking around. He finds Mickens, 1st down and goal, and they're going to be at the 5-yard line. All right, this is probably the first offensive points we're going to see all game. But Jaden Mickens, 2 receptions for 26 yards today. 1st and goal for the Stallions. Can we at least get something? Because this is kind of it. Season on the line here, even though there's like over 11 and a half minutes left in the clock. All right, DTR chucks it, and he finds someone. Touchdown, Stallions. McGowan. It is now a 10-point game. We shall see what the Stallions what they do with the ball here. Do they go for it on, I would say maybe they go for a 2-point conversion here to get themselves to an 8-point game, but that is going to be a very interesting move here because, they score here, they kick the extra point right now, it will be a 9-point game, so it looks like they're going to go for it on It might be a two. Yeah, it looks like they're gonna go for it on 2 points. Yeah, so we are gonna see how this goes. Can the Stallions convert here? Can this be an 8 point game? DTR looking around. He gets deflected and is still a two-score game. We it is now 23-13. It is now 23-13. 23-13 Gamblers right now. So sorry, I had to blow air in my phone, dry up the phone charger. We are live. All right. Well, we have 11, 29-11. It's still a two-score game. I mean, I feel like it's still too early to go for the 4th and 12 conversion. So this is just, I would say, kick it off from here. If we were like 5 minutes, if there was 5 minutes left on the clock, then yeah, I would go. I would say yes, I would do it. All right, kick is up, and all right, he's going to go to 10 to the 20 he's trying to get to the 30. He's at 30 now, and it's gonna be around the 32. Houston's gonna be playing starting at the 32-yard line. I mean, if we get a pick six again, then we might be back. But this, would have been a one-score game if it hadn't for our defense, gave up a touchdown right after that big pick six. All right, 1st and 10. Let's. All right. Plumlee's looking around, and he's going to get sacked. That is going to be 2nd down. All right, 2nd down and long. John Rich Plumlee's going. Oh my goodness. He finds someone open. Number 3. We were close. Do you really want her? 1st and 10. Keys looks exhausted right now. Lawrence Keys looks exhausted right now, but 1st and 10. Let's see how. All right. Hands it off to the running back, and that is a loss. That is a big loss right there. Second 11. For 2nd 11. Hands it off to the running back once again. He gets the 1st down and a bit more, and that is going to be at Birmingham's 20-yard line. Great. After finally getting some points, our defense is starting to collapse once again. Fantastic. Please, can we get a pick? If we get a pick, at least we. All right. And it's stuffed. Handoff was intended for Jalen White, but couldn't do much right there. Houston Gamblers in the 4th quarter since week 2. They've been outscored 37-6. Wow. Hands it off to Merritt. Merritt's going to try to get a gain of yards, and nope, it is going to be a loss. Loss of yards, but there is a flag on the play. Who is it on? And it looks like it's going to be on the Gamblers, but it will be, and it was holding on Houston. It will be still 2nd down. Please. Let's get a big stop. Can we get a 2nd and 20? 2nd and 20 here. Can we get a big stop here? Come on. And incomplete. 3rd and 20. Pass intended to number 87 to Davis. All right. We have a small chance now. As long as we probably, I think if we sack, as long as we probably sack Plumlee, we should be fine. Third and 20. Here we go. With 6:54 left remaining and counting on the clock. Here you go. Snap is up. Hands it off to the fakes it off. Plumlee looking around, and it is incomplete, and he almost led to his sack, but it's now 4th and 20 with 6:39 left on the clock. Stallions might have a chance of life here, paying what they do at 4th down. Stallions do have a bit of life at the moment. I feel like they might just go bring in their kicker. Yep, it seems like they're going to bring in their kicker, and it's 4th and 20. Here we go. 46-yard attempt on the line. Stallions pyramid. Will it do it? And no, it is going to be a 26-13 game. It is going to be a 2-score game right now. Stallions need this is do or die time for Birmingham. They not only they would need the touchdown here, they would also need. I would also say they would need the 4th and 12. They would also need to go on 4th and 12. This is a. Okay. Here we go. This is it. Pretty nervous right now. Stallion season is officially on the line here. This is it is now a 26-13 game. Let me hide that. Oh wait, and it's the 4th quarter, right? Hold on. All right. DTR, can you just for a second, please get us to this victory? All right, Dion Kane trying to get. All right, and there's a flag on the play. Who is it on? On the receiving team. It's going to be on Birmingham. Great. All right. Well, all right. We're set back a little bit more, but come on, come on. Love me, love me. I tell you, love, love me, love me. Here we go. First and 10 for. And Jaden Mickens, he's going to get the first down and a little bit more. He's going to go to the 27-yard line. Come on. All right, let's rush this. Let's rush this. 5. There we go. There we go. We got to think here. Time is at the essence right now. I know we cannot give up too much time, but we, as Stallions, we need plenty of time to score these next 2 touchdowns here. But there's a player down right now. So, okay. So they stopped the clock. Reset it to 5:44. And it's Vincent Jr., but first and 10 for Birmingham. Here we go. Here we go. First and 10 at 27. DTR looking around. He throws it up in the air. He finds pass tended to Mickens, but Houston's defense prevails. Second and 10. It seemed like if anything that would have been a good reception, but number 20 came in at the right time to deflect the pass. Second and 10, Birmingham. 5:08 left. All right, DTR. He finds Snoop Conner for a screen pass. And it is not going to do much. It's only going to give him like about 1 yard gain, but time is at the essence here, man. You're third down. All right, third and 9. DTR looking around. He finds pass sent to number 80, but is incomplete. Fourth and 9. 4:25 left. I mean, you still have 2 timeouts, but this is a crucial decision now. What are you doing? Do you go for on fourth? I feel like I'm not sure what do you do here. This is it looks like they're gonna looks like they might just punt it. I don't think they're gonna I thought the pass was incomplete. Like they were gonna punt it. I mean they have both their timeouts left, but you're just kind of hoping your defense is gonna make these big stops here on out. So I don't know what do you do, but that. All right, second and 5. Second and 5. Second and five. Second and five. And is going to get stopped. There, do you put a timeout? I mean, I know you have the 2 minute warning, but I feel like you can't put a. What do you do here? Because it's like I would say put a timeout because you still have the 2 minute warning afterwards, so you're not. So you'll be fine, but at the same time, it's like this is a decision you have to be thinking about, especially if you're Birmingham, if you're thinking your season's on the line. If your season's on the line here, all right. Well, I guess it didn't matter anyway. I guess they're gonna let the 2 minute warning set, and I'm assuming Birmingham's gonna use all three of their timeouts. So Birmingham, I would have gone for that fourth down. It's like, yeah, there's stuff, but you're like your defense has been shaky. It's like there's one play they could stop they're inconsistent with the run defense. It's like one play they are able to stop them for like a loss of yardage, and then the next play but then the next play you guys like give them a first down. So I would have gone for it fourth down because at least it's like you kill time for at least for Houston. So I think this is it. This is how the season's gonna end. Like again, you could have. I would have at least tried on fourth down. Like I know it's like there's still 4 minutes left on the clock, but you're basically it's like your defense that's been spotty for this entire game, and your bend and don't break is it's like bend and don't break, but it's like it's been spotty this entire game, and it's like you just hope the idea is like, all right, well now Birmingham's gonna have to use two of their timeouts to just Birmingham's basically gonna use two of their timeouts. Then they're only gonna have like maybe a minute and 10 left in a drive. They must score a touchdown probably in less than like 30 seconds, and then they have to get the fourth and 12 attempt. So I mean, they stopped them. I'm assuming they're going to use one of their timeouts. It's second down. Yeah, Birmingham calls their second timeout of the game. But second and 9, they 3rd and 3. This is basically it. It's like I get it, but it's like your defense has been spotty all game. Like you're basically hoping the idea. It's like, okay, that not only the Stallions, you're hoping the fact the Stallions are going to score in less than a minute, 2 touchdowns in less than a minute, even though the offense hasn't done really anything all game aside from like one drive. Aside from like one drive, and that was like just in the third, and that was in the fourth quarter, and I think that might have been a Stallions. Yep, and that is the end of the game. And that's the game. We ended off on a neutral zone infraction. Way to go. The Houston Gamblers are going to win this game 26-13. The season ends with the losing record. Stallions' first time losing record, and Louisville is going to the playoffs. This would be the most embarrassing day for Stallions in modern spring football, having losing. Plus, the extra result in losing to the Houston's as they complete the sweep. I ended the season. I may be eliminated, but I am. And the first time in franchise history, the Birmingham Stallions. And there it is. You want me to just send you the link? Wait, hold on. Hello? You want me to just send you the link?
No, I'm visiting. I'm actually visiting
right
now.
All right.
I'm just doing by phone.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna be unfiltered here on this channel because I don't really go unfiltered on mine.
oh yeah, no, go ahead.
What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
I'm okay. Okay, before I get through the entire game, let's just talk about the Stallions' last offensive drive. So, instead of converting on 4th and 9 with like 4.5 minutes left, or about 4.5 minutes left on the clock, you decide to punt it, even though you're down by 2 scores.
You punted. Why? And I tweeted this earlier.
I saw it.
Where's the fight? You're down by 13. This was your last full chance to go for a score or a touchdown. And AJ McCarron he just did not have any ember left in him. He had no fire.
Like, I would have understood. Okay, if we were down by 1 score, I'm like, okay, yeah, all right, that's fine. Makes sense. We still have like 2 timeouts and a 2-minute warning. That would have been fine. But so basically, the logic was telling me that you're going to rely on your defense that's been spotty this entire game. And it's been spotty not only for this entire game, and you're hoping that the Stallions were going to score 2 touchdowns, with they haven't been in the red zone for most of this game up until the drive previously beforehand. And you're hoping on that? Really? No.
Also, here's the issue too. The other issue is that you allowed, do you see how many rushing yards they allowed?
It was a lot, especially that one big rush by Kirk Merritt, especially the big Kirk Merritt touchdown run. That was like a good amount of that yards were from there too.
They allowed 276 yards.
And AJ McCarron thought this defense was going to stop that with 2 timeouts.
It didn't. After that pick six, I literally thought, that pick six, okay, Stallions has some life. And then, okay,
Kirk Merritt.
White or was it? It was either White or Merritt.
It was Kirk Merritt.
What? They just called out the big one. I'm like, are you shitting me?
I laughed. I'm like, this is the Stallions at its finest right now, with the game on the line, with the season on the line. You guys.
It's unreal. I just can't believe, that is what you just produced.
It's like, I would have been yes, it would have been terrible that Stallions would have been eliminated from the playoffs, but at least I would have been like, all right, at least the Stallions gave their fight at the end there, and I was like, hey, we did this to ourselves by relying on DC or Louisville DC to win and Louisville to lose. But no, we did this to ourselves all the way through. Now Louisville. All right. Before I continue ranting, let me just say this on my stream. Louisville, congratulations on making the postseason. You are either going to face St. Louis or Orlando next week, give or take how tomorrow's games are going to go.
Congratulations to the Kings. What a miracle.
Turnaround.
Going from 0-3, now they're 5-4. They have clinched the playoffs with the Birmingham loss. They can rest their players, and the Storm and the Defenders can also rest their players as well.
Yeah. But I'll say this. Yes, the Kings, such an amazing turnaround. 0-3. For a lot of teams in the UFL, that would be considered almost a death sentence. That is pretty much considered to be like your season might be over. But but guess what? They pulled it off. They beat Houston week 4. They beat Dallas week 5. Of course, there was that loss versus St. Louis week 6. But after that, win versus DC. They beat Dallas. They swept the Dallas Renegades. And then now with this Birmingham loss, they don't even need to beat Columbus anymore. And they could go into the playoffs either going to Columbus next week or... Actually, they might play Columbus back. They might play in Columbus back-to-back weeks. It just hit me right now. They might be in Columbus for back-to-back weeks. It hit me. Uh, but we'll see how that goes. But all right, let's just get to the Stallion season in a nutshell. Look,
Tell the people about this season as a whole. I'll let you have your thought. I'll let you have the floor first because you're a Stallions fan, and this is the first time ever that not only the Stallions have a losing record, and you can go back as far as the
80s, yeah.
Because they never had a losing record. So this is the first time ever in Stallions history, including the 1980s, that they have a losing record. But this is also the first time in modern spring football that the Stallions have
missed the postseason.
The playoffs. So, random guy, SRG, have the damn floor. Grind your ass.
All right. Oh, let me do something really quick. Hold on, and I'll.
Oh, Lord.
Look. Let's just start with the preseason. Before the season started, Skip Holtz left. Or, no. Let's go to further than this. July of 2025. The day we all thought the Birmingham Stallions was going to get relocated. Then Mike Ripple said, all right, if we get 5,000 season ticket holders, I think there was more, but I think it was 5,000. I could be wrong.
I think it was 5,000.
The Birmingham Stallions are going to stay. And that's what we did. Pretty much everyone that lived in the Birmingham Stallions area, the Birmingham area, did at least. So then now it seems like we're gonna stick with the same staff with Skip Holtz and whoever's available. But then it kind of started to get shifted a little bit, not just for the Stallions, but for the entire league as a whole. Especially the first domino effect being Anthony Beck no longer being a Battlehawk, but he is going to be a Orlando Storm. And then at this point, it started becoming concerning that now that was like, we might not have Skip Holtz next season. And that's what happened. Skip Holtz left immediately, and then we started hearing rumors that AJ McCarron, who was at the time running for Attorney General, mind you, who was running for Attorney General at the time, decided to drop out of the race, and he decided to become the head coach for the Birmingham Stallions. And there was a lot of mixed reception, primarily negative, let's be for real. I decided to hold off on that because I'm like, hey, yes, this guy only has basically no experience, no head coaching experience at any level aside from high school level. But if we're talking about in terms of college and the NFL or any professional experience, no, this man doesn't have any prior head coaching experience towards this. So this was one major red flag, but we're like, hey, let's just see what the coaching staff he can provide. And, so first of all, I thought I liked the Kevin Sherrer hire. I'm like, all right, linebackers coach from the DC Defenders. This is I'm like, I could definitely see this defense going to be a pretty solid unit. But Taylor Siskey, though, that was
freaking Siskey.
Yeah,
that's just his friend. Like, it's pretty much just nepotism. Like, he hired someone that he knows, and not like because
podcast buddy.
How good he can do on the offense.
Like, I was very concerned about this hire, but I'm like, you know what? You never know what can happen. Let's just give it a go. So when the season started, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be very neutral about this. I'm gonna see how everything goes. And, game one, we won. I was excited, and I thought, hey, maybe this is not going to be bad after all. We just got to improve a little bit, but this has potential to be a pretty decent squad. Then after that, this is where everything crumbled down. Choked the lead versus the Houston Gamblers week 2. You blew a 10-point lead to to St. Louis Battlehawks with Harrison Frost after you guys getting 2 interceptions from him, one of them being a pick six, if I recall, and you guys still blew that? Huh? Then week 4, disaster, worst game I've seen as a Stallions fan. Well, minus today. Minus today now. Then week 5 got smoked by the defenders. It was kind of expected, especially DTR's first game. It's like what I mean, what you expect? He's barely coming out from a different team from the Orlando Storm, so I was expected. Then basically we got false hoped that we beat the Storm. We barely skated out alive against the Renegades because the Renegades kicker missed the game-winning kick, and we won in overtime. And then we beat Columbus, and then guess what? Week 9. All right, we're doing well. Our offense is looking pretty decent. And then second half came in. I think we were up by 23-14, if I remember, 20-14.
I think it was 23-14, but you were up by, I think it was 13-1 or something like that.
Or,
we were up by 12 at one point.
Yeah, I'm going halftime score. I was saying I think it was.
Touche. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, halftime score. I think it was 23-14, 20-14. I don't remember. And then of course, instead of making any adjustments at halftime or making anything that's or during the second half, you guys still kept doing it. Columbus's defense was doing very solid work. They were one of the better defenses.
I think it was 23-14, I think.
Yeah, and then guess what? We only scored 6 points in that second half, and we let them come back. The offense, Jalen Morton, the third string quarterback for the Birmingham Stallions for those last couple years, he actually slinged the ball. He adjusted. Yes, maybe on the stat line, it doesn't look like he had himself the greatest game, but he still did. He did a whole lot better, and then that's pretty much. I think the Stallions community knew that we're kind of screwed because it's what you think Dallas was gonna somehow. We're gonna have to rely on, if your season is saying we have to rely on the Dallas Renegades to keep our playoff hopes alive, then you're done. When you're done if you have to say we have to rely on the Dallas Renegades. And then now here we are, week 10, getting swept by the Houston Gamblers. I'll say this: Houston, after the first 3 weeks of the season, they're also a very competitive game, a very competitive team. All their games, you've looked at from weeks 4 to week 9, they have been one-score games. They have been. Oh yeah. So going to this game, I'm I know this is not going to be an easy game. I knew this was good. Because when you play the Gamblers, you're gonna have to earn that win. That was it. You're going to have to earn that win. Even if they lose, they're going to make you feel like you earned that win right there with the Gamblers. And guess what? The first drive today, first offensive drive specifically for the Stallions, just started off rough. And pretty much after that, it was disaster. DTR pretty much flamed off, and the O-line. Swiss cheese. Even if you're not saying it's directly towards Taylor Siski, but the old line is just terrible. And then it goes from there with the whole defense just being very spotty, which it has been pretty much this entire season. I'm thinking and then this is pretty much everyone's been saying this. If Skip Holtz was there, we would not be in this position. We would have not probably blown the lead versus Houston in week 2. We would have likely taken away with the game versus St. Louis. And guess what? We would have not blown a lead versus the Aviators week 9. Guess what? 3 of those games killed you right there. That would have put you at 7-3. That would have put you at a top playoff spot currently right now, at least record-wise. And you guys blew it. That's just what happens. You blew it. The Stallions just blew it. AJ McCarron got to go. Taylor Siski has to go. This is uh I know it's like, oh, but AJ McCarron, and like this is why I don't understand with some these hires where it's just like, well, they're local hires. They're like these marketing. They're worth marketing. Yes, I know, but it's like at the same time, this is the result that you're gonna get. Like for every Anthony Becht, for every Chris Redmond, you're going to get an AJ McCarron. You're going to get a who was the promise coach in Hines Ward. You're going to get a Hines Ward or Charles Woodson, like
Rod Woodson.
Rod Woodson. Thank you. Yeah, you're going to get a Rod Woodson. Like this season was a disaster. I mean, like worse by a country mile, not just by record wise. This is just worse on like a lot of the metrics here. And I think a lot, even though we say we miss Skip Holtz and he is a great head coach, but another factor too is Zach Potter. Like Zach Potter left in like I think in 2024 because to go to Sacramento State, and I think he's now with another team, another university now for a GM position. 2025, you kind of starting to see like some of the Zach Potter magic kind of at a loss right there. It was like, and it showed from last season, and then this season it showed more with it. And I mean, even if you put in, and it also like even if you also put in Michael Ayers or Donovan Smith at the QB position, what difference are they going to make? Beside like the O line is Swiss cheese, and I don't think it was going to make much of a difference. It was going to make much of a difference. But the Stallions, this was the worst season, and this was a very frustrating season to watch. The entire UFL community at least is celebrating in arms that the Stallions are not in the postseason. So now we're gonna have to watch the Storm, the Battlehawks, the Defenders, and the Kings.
Man, yeah, I can. For here's from like my perspective as like a non-Stallions fan, it's like I could like definitely from hearing from what you said, it's very like it's damning to hear because let's take a look back at our playoff predictions. We both had Battlehawks, Storm, and Defenders. You chose Stallions because you're a fan of the team.
Oh no! I didn't have the Storm. I had the Renegades.
You had the Renegades up there. Okay, my bad. You had Renegades and Stallions, and I had a Renegades on there, and I did not put the Stallions down there because it's mainly because of AJ McCarron. Because like, if you watched my video on the UFL coaches review before the season began,
I think I did. Yeah.
Yeah. If you watch that video, and the main gimmick I was talking about was first year head coaches, right? We don't know. Like it's hard to judge based on what ability they can bring in as a first time head coach. AJ McCarron, Ted Gibbs Jr., Chris Redmond, and Ricky Prohl.
Yeah.
So it was hard to judge, but because it was the first year head coach, I decided not to put the Stallions there, especially that also hearing like the news that he also brought along his quote friend Tyler Siski as their offensive coordinator, which that brought a lot of eyeballs. And even my dad didn't even like his Tyler Siski. Like he had that reply, and I was like, oh great, dang good. And then, of course, we saw what happened with Week 1. Yeah, Stallions and Kings. It was pretty much a defensive battle. Kings was really good on the defensive front, but the Stallions had better offensive potential.
Yeah.
Was what we thought that was going to be a good highlight. Then came the 3-game losing streak.
4-game, actually.
4-game losing streak. Thank you. And then, of course, that crucial loss in week 9 and 10. You should have won against Houston. You should have won against Houston.
Mm-hmm.
You should have won against Battlehawks. You should have won in
Columbus.
You should have won against Columbus.
Or swept.
Like, those were your games that you had to win. You were up, and McCarron did not make any adjustments to try to win the game. And the last 4 minutes, like, dude, there's 4 minutes. You had 2 timeouts. Yes, you're at your own ends. You're at your own territory, but go for it on 4th down.
There's go big, go home.
That was your main chance of trying to get a score before the 2-minute warning is up, and this gamblers are trying to stop the clock, and you get it back. There was no fight with McCarron. Like, and heck, like, while watching the game in like the first 15, and we were like starting the 4th quarter, even in his interview, like the way he was speaking, like, I can hear his confidence was lost. It was lost. There was no fight. He did not try to bother to call timeouts before the 2-minute warning happened. Like, there was just nothing from that man. Like, he needs to go. Like, I'm sorry, A.J. McCarron needs to go, and he needs to take Siski along with him.
Yeah.
Because if I look what the main problem with the main culprit of their season, it's their offense. Their offense was sloppy. It was garbage. No adjustments. Matt Corral was not good in the first 4 weeks. DTR, yes, he was better, but then, like, once you got to
I think it was like after the Renegades game. It was after the Renegade game. That's where it kind of like started to.
Renegades, he regressed, but it's not as a big of a regression as what you say with Austin Reed.
I mean, because the thing is like, okay, so I guess if I have to like compare the two situations, look at this. Or I guess let me give it the context. Matt Corral, he had his. Okay, let me start with this. Matt Corral, like, under Skip Holtz, he looked pretty decent. Like, granted, yes, every now and again he may have like a turnover that you're just like, what are you doing? But like, he looked a lot better in the Skip Holtz in Skip Holtz's offense. But like, then like, I don't know what Tyler Sissy I don't really know what he did to him that just made him look like this is why he was a bust in the NFL. Well, granted, it was more for different reasons, but
it was mainly because he had that Liz Frank injury, I believe.
Yeah.
He was a rookie with the Panthers.
Yeah. But okay, now let me compare it to this. I like Austin Reed. Austin Reed at least had a full season. DTR was like, it was pretty much like, okay, he gave us a bit of a spark because no one knew what DTR was going to be. But until like after the Renegades game, they're like, oh, okay, this is what we got to do. Like, if we just basically give him a little bit of pressure, this man is going to fold. And that's what happened. Like, this man got folded. Granted, the O-line wasn't no help either, but it's just like, this man, like, DTR just regressed, and like going to the stats before the game, it was 7 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, and I think most of the interceptions were coming from last week's game versus Columbus, but it's just this game will like. I mean, with Austin Reed, it was just like he went from being an MVP candidate, and then as soon as he said that quote, if you watch the docuseries, the first 2 episodes, he was like, I didn't.
The first episode, not the second.
Yeah, the first episode where Austin Reed was like, I don't want to be a flash in the pan, and want to be a superstar QB. Yeah, that really went bad, and even if you could say, I'm looking at this now, even if you say if they had Luis Perez, I really don't know if that was going to make much of a difference. Like,
probably not. I'm not sure because, like, again, there's like no adjustments. Like, I remember you were talking about like Usually, like your season is pretty much over when you started 0-3. Usually, but teams are. Let's look at the opposite. Usually, teams are 3-0 make to the playoffs, like the Defenders last year.
Yeah.
And Storm this year. The Renegades say, you know what? We're going to subvert your expectations. We're going to do that, but we're going to lose 6 freaking games in a row and just miss it. Like, what the world?
And then now they all of a sudden they know how to play football when a game doesn't matter. I saw that. I was like, what?
The Atlanta Falcons?
They pulled the Atlanta Falcons. I was like watching last night's game. I'm like, where was this team like all season? It was like, or where was this team the last 6 weeks? I mean, granted, they had a shot against Birmingham to probably stay their hopes alive, but that's about it. They just shot themselves in the foot. Birmingham just feels like, I guess, like with like Birmingham, not only they shot themselves in the foot, but they just look so defeated. At least with Dallas, it was kind of like there was some sliver of hope that you were like, oh yeah, I think Dallas could find a way to bounce back, but Birmingham just looked so lost out there up until week 6 after DTR's second game. But it's just like it's just those like, what do you do from here on out? I mean, are they actually going to fire AJ McCarron? I mean, now not only that, not even besides we're back into relocation rumors once again because because I don't think Protective Stadium is going to be a salutable option, even though there's been like rumors about
a different stadium because you're not really packing Protective as much as you did in
2022, back in like 2022, 2023, like as well, and it's just like, and then it's like people are making rumors that maybe they should play at the Hoover Met, and since that's like a 16,000 like seater, but it's like I really don't know what do you do from there. But I really hope that this season is not just like Mike Rapoli is just gonna be like, oh, what happened? Because like I think Mike is also just kind of being fed up with the Stallions fan base as a whole as well, based on how this season has just been going, and it's just like, and like he just seems he's done with the Stallions fan base as a whole as well, and I'm not even sure. So there's maybe some small chance that Birmingham Stallions are probably going to be relocated next year, but I doubt it. I think
I doubt it too, but I think probably what could happen is I feel like the best, like either they stay Protective for one more time or. Because where's this baseball stadium? Is it in Birmingham?
It's supposedly in Birmingham, or at least in somewhere in Alabama. Let me check. Hoover Met. You've seen that before, right? Like,
I've seen what the baseball stadium's like, and it doesn't look. And to be honest, to me, it doesn't look too bad because he's trying to go for soccer stadiums or like smaller stadiums, and I feel like that's something that Birmingham should do, in my opinion.
All right, so Hoover Met, it's like, I guess if you're going from like from downtown Birmingham to it's a 23-minute drive. So it's not like it's not like a terrible drive where you're like, oh, we're driving like an hour away or something. So it's not terrible if. But at the same time, it's like it's gonna look way goofy because, like, at least with like Choctaw Stadium in Dallas, it made it look like a football stadium. But like, I guess there is photos that they have done football games there, so it's not like it's so I mean, you could give the Hoover Met a try next year, but that's going to be very iffy. Like, that's.
You have to look at probably. So talks are definitely going to be made like after the season where you're going to see, okay, so where are the ratings at? Where most of the ratings are going to be, and try to think about what other options. If Hooperman is not an answer and Protect is not an answer, where can you go in Alabama?
Because
That's a bigger question.
it was like, do you really want to play your games at Legion Field, which that is a 70,000 seat stadium? So that's even worse. So it's gonna make the Stallions seating look like we're just like it looks like just like a random high school game in in March or in February whenever they start the new season, because Mike Ruppoli says they're gonna push the season a lot earlier next year. So that's also another question comes to mind with that. But yeah, this was this was a season that I think a lot of Stallions fans are going to forget, but also the same.
Might as well forget it. And if you but if you're like a fan of like a big time rivals like Houston is never going to let you forget it.
I will never understand what chokehold does the Houston Gambler name brand have against us. I really will never understand. I will really never understand how Kevin Sumlin has a 3-1 record against the Birmingham Stallions. That is something beyond wild to say, because Kevin Sumlin did not look like a great coach either.
That's like the Stallions' kryptonite. It's hilarious.
It's the brand. It's like we swept the Roughnecks. We swept the Roughnecks the 2 years, and then they go back to the Gamblers, and it's like all of a sudden we cannot beat them. So I really don't know. I mean, Houston, they have bragging rights. We're now, we're going to have, pick 3, pick 4 in the draft? I don't know, because
I think that, we're probably going to be pick 2, because remember, the Gamblers have tiebreaker over you.
Yeah, but we also have tiebreaker over the Renegades, too, so that's also, I don't know. And again, there's also been some...
Aviators, then Renegades, then you guys, and then Gamblers.
Yeah, but it's weird because, again, this past whole week, too, because there's been, I guess it doesn't matter now, but, this whole entire week, State of the Stallion, specifically himself, been kind of on a rampage with the whole playoff thing, because did you notice that they delete the tiebreaker tweet on their social media page?
The one where it says, if all of them are 5-5, the Kings and the Defenders will be in the playoffs because of the strength and victory over the Stallions?
Yeah, well, but no, the UFL, the actual UFL tweet being all the tiebreaker scenarios, but then when you go back to it, it's deleted. That tweet alone is deleted, and now everyone's kind of confused. I'm like, wait, so is that not the tiebreakers? It's what is because these last 2 weeks, honestly, for the playoffs, whenever it comes to just playoff clinching scenarios or just playoff seedings, they've been very quiet upon it. I thought yesterday, I thought okay, DC, I think a lot of people thought DC still had a shot to host the home playoff game, but then we see that
No, they absolutely did not.
Yeah. But I think a lot of us, but even then, they didn't confirm it until today or yesterday, when they were oh yeah, we're giving the St. Louis Battlehawks have a home playoff game next week, either as the one.
Because Battlehawks have a strength and victory tiebreaker over us.
Yeah, but it was very confusing because it seemed like okay, there's maybe some grand assumption that DC has some small chance to host a playoff game. That's just in my mind. I'm wait, so is St. Louis the top 2 seed or not? Because of course, because you still got DC right there. You still got DC in the mix. So it was I was just very confused. I was just very confused about it until they were no, St. Louis is, now they're officially the number 2 seed. Orlando's the 1 seed now. So those 2 seeds are confirmed. It's just now the bottom 2 seeds. We'll see how tomorrow goes. DC loses, then Louisville's confirmed to play St. Louis or
Which now the games don't matter. They can just rest their. They can have their starters play for a little bit, but they can have the backups play for the majority of the game.
I mean, now interesting to say, we're gonna get some Jason Bean action. That's the one thing where I'm interested to see about, because I thought there was gonna be a chance last week.
So now because the Stallions lost, now there's really no implications to the final two games besides just
Seeding.
getting the players having bragging rights, and also just not only have the team have bragging rights, but also just let the players develop.
And just determine the matchups for next Sunday.
Pretty much, because I think like DC wins, Kings lose, then it would be
DC versus St. Louis and Louisville versus
DC, St. Louis, and Storm and Kings, and then
Storm and Kings, yeah.
But if DC loses, then we have to play Storm for the third time in a row.
Well, this time in Columbus, not in Orlando.
But still, we have to play Orlando 3 times in a row.
I guess on the side note, I do really feel bad for the Orlando Storm fan base right there, because they
because of
FIFA, and like I mean, I get it, you know, World Cup. I mean, the World Cup is gonna trump a lot of events, so I understand that. But man, like, what a rough time for Camping World to be renovated at that moment too, because that would have been probably like the number one spot if Inter and Co Stadium was not available at the time of the game. I mean, they tried. It wasn't like they were going to be like. I mean, the other thing too would have been more controversial is that like because remember how the last two seasons have been with the USFL conference, that they're like, oh, if Michigan gets the top seed, they would have just been the game at Birmingham no matter what. So this could have been a controversy if they were like, oh, well, we'll just put the game at DC or Louisville if if Orlando cannot get a playoff game going. So I guess that's also another thing to add on to it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's very bad, especially it's like, you know, you're promoting a very brand new team. This team makes the playoffs, they're the number one seed, and like, you know, you should be excited for it, but now it's like, okay, the Storm fan base has to travel, I think, like 14 hours apparently if you live in Orlando to
That's why I saw the picture on
to Columbus, or if not, I did a price comparison. I think it was like cheapest flight was like $350 if you go from Orlando to Columbus, but that's just the way it is. I mean, hopefully next year there's not really gonna be much of an issue. I really hope there isn't, because that's kind of been the thing we've been trying to avoid the last few years now, especially like since we're hearing like, oh, Michigan and San Antonio couldn't host playoff games even if they were the quote unquote home team. But yeah, that is a rough way. I mean, that's just the way it is. If anything, I'm surprised they couldn't just also put the game in Miami or something. But I'm assuming because of the World Cup as well that there are going to be games there. So I'm thinking they couldn't do it there. And I'm not sure what other university stadiums in Florida would be a suitable option.
Yeah, this is something I saw from James Larson. Listen to this. In the elimination game, the Stallions posted 131 yards of offense, scoring 6 offensive points, averaged 2.8 yards per play.
Yeah. This was the Stallions.
They need to be gone.
Yeah, and here's the tweet from Has AJ McCarron Been Fired Yet? You know how you mentioned about the Stallions records? Here it is, including the 80s. 9-9 in 1983. 1984, 14-4. 1985, 13-5. 2022 9-1, 2023 8-2, 2024 9-1, 2025 7-3, and now 2026 4-6. That that is a that is a
That's just a kick in the teeth.
yeah.
It's a kick in the teeth.
It really is. I mean, next year, I
112 yards and a touchdown.
yeah. Well, next year, and no, yeah, the attendance is finally announced for the Stallions' final home game of the season. 5,253. Yikes! That.
My lord.
I really want to see what AJ McCarron's press conference is really going to be for this game or just the season in a nutshell. But two new teams, two established teams in the playoffs. Oh yeah. Also, another layer to this. The Memphis show would technically clinch a playoff spot, or at least Memphis's final counterpart finally clinches a playoff spot after such disaster. But
Yeah, funny.
yeah, all right.
Never expected the Kings to be in it. I'm impressed.
I am impressed indeed, but this was a really rough way to go.
Yeah.
It's like even if we're gonna see what happens if the situation did happen, I am probably gonna be more upset about it. But that's probably gonna be because Payon if they rest players or not. So that's also I guess another factor for the Louisville Aviators game as well. So I guess it's something to see. But all right, well, I'm gonna end the stream here. You have yourself a good rest of your evening.
Thank you. Enjoy the UFL playoffs. If you are a fan of the Defenders, like myself, Battlehawks, Storm, and Kings, I will say this: good luck in the UFL playoffs.
I need to put that Thanos dusting meme where it's just like the Gamblers did it. They're Iron Man.
All right, here it is. You have to do a decree.
No, we're not doing a decree. We are.
Come the hell on. They swept you guys.
Well, I consider no. At least I consider I actually have considered them a rival. That's the difference. The difference is that I actually do consider them a rival.
I did. Do a decree, damn it.
I am not doing another decree. One was already too many. That was. But, all right. You have yourself a good one.
Have yourself a good one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And that's the end of our stream, everybody. Y'all have yourself a good one. Peace out. A-Town.